So that guy was, earning around 60,000 yearly at that time and playing all the top cricket at that time. I was like, man, a taxi driver makes that much money. No offense to anyone. Again, that's a hard one. I would say Virat Kohli. As much as I
From the Pakistani. Welcome to US Cricket Talk. It's your boy CG the Genius. Welcome back if you're a returning viewer. Welcome if it's your first time here. Today, how are you doing tonight, sir?
So far, so good, sir. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Glad to be here, as always.
What type of jersey do you have on, sir? Military?
Man. Yes, sir. USA, the military team. You got one of these jerseys, too.
Oh, that's the one?
Yep, that's the one you played down in Fort Lauderdale.
You always been playing a lot of cricket, man. I hope to catch up, but you're not stopped. You're not stopped playing cricket, so I guess I won't catch up.
I'll retire soon. Don't worry.
All right, we'll see about that. But tonight we're gonna have another guest. The first diverse guest. USA, it's a country of diverse races and cultures, so we're all inclusive. So I'm gonna leave it up to Dune to introduce our guest. That's his duty on the podcast. So take it over, Dune.
No problem. Appreciate you. Welcome back, fans. Thank you for joining us. Today we have a very special guest, my good friend. We have been playing cricket in Central Florida for a couple of years. We met actually in Central Florida. Former under-19 Pakistan cricketer. He has played cricket all over the world. He also captained the team in the UK as well. He's also currently the captain of a Premier League team where he's at in Dallas. And we also played the US Open, US T10, and minor league together. Welcome to Babar Arsad.
Welcome, Babar. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Thank you all for having me. Lovely. I'm doing well. Thank you, Dune. Thank you, CJ. Lovely to be here.
Yes, sir. How you doing today, sir?
Good, man. It's been a good, busy day.
It's been a long time, actually.
Yeah. Been a bit, man. Like, I think 2 years last that we played together.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
How was the transition from Central Florida over to Dallas?
Oh, man, it's interesting because Central Florida has a lot of cricket, right? All year round. So we're used to playing that cricket, and gladly, Texas has the same. But the level of cricket that I've seen here, man, you've played in Texas. You've seen a lot of international players. They're coming and settling. Houston, Dallas, these two big cities. So the level of cricket is pretty crazy, man. Like I remember home Pakistan when I play over here. Every game is like people are on top of you. I'm like, man, this is turning too professional now. So yeah, it's good fun, man. It's good fun. I miss the Florida cricket though. Only sixes, no fours. You just snag it out of the park. The ball doesn't go.
Ball beaten.
Yeah, ball beaten. Yeah. So yeah, man, it's just nice.
Babar, Dune said that you were an under 19 cricket player for Pakistan. Tell us a little about that.
Yeah, so I, as most of us, right? I was born breathing cricket. I have pictures of 2 years old holding a bat, like I've scored a century or something. All of us have that love for the game. So growing up, I played in the streets everywhere in Pakistan. There's a lot of tape ball cricket. I'm sure,
Yes.
You guys have played some of it sometimes. The lighter ball with tape. Used to play a lot of that. And I think after my high school is when I first time played hardball cricket. So, those 3-4 years after my high school, like 15 to 16 or something onwards, were crazy, man. I was only playing cricket. I went to a good school. My mom's a doctor. So they were always, hey, study. But my mind was always, you know how it is, man. So I couldn't.
Exactly what you mean.
Yeah, I couldn't think of anything else. I'm like, this is life, man. I used to play like 3 games a day, morning game, afternoon game, and evening game. It was so beautiful. And yeah, from there I got selected. I got picked for the local domestic circles. I used to be a wicketkeeper batsman back then. Now I've not done that. In the US, I think I haven't kept wickets a lot. But I used to be a wicketkeeper batsman, and a lot of the front players, they're playing with me. I always had that extra edge. I think wicket keepers always have that extra edge of staying in the team and being a part of the 11. The first guy who's written down probably after the captain is the wicket keeper. So I got a chance to play. At a certain point, though, I had to let go of cricket because I had to choose between cricket and college. And cricket is not as big as other sports over here are. So my mom's a doctor. She's like, no cricket. You got to finish your education first and then do what you have to do. And that was my main peak, I would say. And from there, I've still been playing. We always keep on playing till our body allows us. But that was the peak when I really, got a little setback that, okay, cricket is not going to be a profession for me, in that peak age. So yeah, I stopped. I went to college and, whatever God does good. But that was my peak time when I played.
Cool. That story sounds very familiar to a lot of aspiring cricketers, even for myself. At a certain stage, we have to make that choice whether to follow our dreams or to handle the responsibility of life. But if the good thing is that we're still playing,
Yeah.
and that's what we have to be happy for, because even at the professional level or just for recreation, there's still a lot of fun, and there's still a good level of cricket being played. But so in Pakistan, I know that's one of the big cricketing nations. How difficult is it to get the eyes to look at you, for you to get in a team?
10 years ago when I was playing, I think it was much more difficult because social media and all the easier ways to get noticed wasn't there. So you had a lot of had no good cricket and also no people that are in the circles. You have to be in good books of all these people, and there was a lot of weird stuff happening back then. I think now it's improved quite a bit just because social media is popular. You will see people getting popular just through online social media stuff, even if the news and people don't notice them. I think it's much more popular, especially after the leagues, right? The PSL came through. Personally, for example, me, right? I was always a T20 player, but when I was growing up, they always used to tell me to, hey, play in a more disciplined fashion because there was 4-day cricket. And I didn't understand 4-day cricket. I was like, what the hell is going on, So if back then there were more opportunities like PSL and shorter leagues, I think I would have done much better and probably, be in a different situation. But yeah, now I think it's getting easier to get noticed in Pakistan and all over the world. Back then, I think it was a bit more harder.
Okay, cool. So when I hear about Pakistan, I think Pakistan, the only sport that plays cricket. Is that the case? I don't know.
The only people who get noticed are the ones who play cricket. I think we used to have hockey for a long time, till like 20 years ago. We used to be hockey champions. We had a couple of very good squash players back in the day, like 2 decades ago. But since then, man, I think cricket is the only thing that gets noticed. This Olympics, one guy from Pakistan won in a javelin throw.
Yeah, I saw that. That was
Yeah.
amazing.
He won a gold medal. I think it's the first individual gold medal in Pakistan. So he has a little hype going on. I know the guy personally, but I told him the same thing. Man, got like 1 year to cash this out. People are going to forget this big, remarkable achievement, but people are still going to forget this because all they think, dream, eat, breathe is cricket. In sports.
So with that being said, Dune, would you agree that that's one of the major things that is missing in the USA that prevents us from going to the next level? Because as you can see in India, Pakistan, in England, even though you have football that they soccer, what they might know it as, that they focus on, but we have so many other sports ahead of cricket in the USA that not a lot of people are eating or breathing or thinking about often.
Yeah. So my theory on that, man. We don't do a good job. I always say the USA Cricket Board, the governing body in charge of cricket, I don't think they do a good job of promoting the sport here in the United States. We definitely have the cricketers here. We have the volunteers here, the fans here. that can actually push the sport up in the category of top 10 sports in the country, but we don't do a good job of promoting it. So that's what I think is standing from us being ranked with the other leagues, because we have hundreds of thousands of cricketers that play every weekend, every year, all across the country, but it's just not being promoted properly. So that's my taste on it. What do you think, Babar?
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. When I came to the US, I didn't know that cricket being played here. I came
Same story.
yeah, I came directly from the UK. I played good cricket in the UK, and we all know how the structure is great in UK. So when I came here, I didn't know that I'm going to be playing cricket. But when I came here, especially Florida, I'm like, what's going on, man? There's so many leagues, so many players. The amount of talent, man, like people like doing it himself. The amount of, and it's all raw talent, right? We've not been very little chances coached and groomed, mentally, physically, both. But the amount of raw talent, like if this exists in some other part of the world, I think a lot of these people would be playing at least domestic, if not national teams all across the globe. And especially now, man, I don't know much about Florida now, but the level of youth cricket that I see in Texas now, it's crazy. We've got like 4 or 5 fields that have lights. These fields are full of children from like 7 years to like 19 years old, 5 days a week in the evenings. Wow. Their parents are there, their families are there, they're chilling, they're having a good time, their proper coaches are coaching them. I'm like, what's happening, man? This is back to Pakistan or something. So yeah, I think there's a lot of cricket. The grassroots are not there, man. Grassroots are not there. School cricket is not there. College cricket is not there. So yeah, I think that's the main missing part.
Yeah, crazy. We definitely have the potential to be in the top sports. And I think we're working at it, and I think in a couple of years we will get there for sure. Yeah. Especially after the success we had at the World Cup season.
Yeah, man. I was gonna say the good part about US cricketers I've seen, they're mentally strong. Even if not skill wise next level or experience wise as other countries are, they're mentally very strong because they've not got, especially the players who are playing, they've not got a lot to lose. They don't get paid enough anyways.
It's for the love.
Yeah, they have all those problems. So when they go out, they don't really care. They have jobs going on. Saurav, the ex-captain, he still works for Oracle and stuff. So and that showed in the World Cup, right? They beat Pakistan, man. I was there at the stadium.
He was.
And even India and other teams, they showed a really good fight. So, I think the mental strength really matters in sport, and they have that.
Yeah, the cricketing gods were definitely with the USA in that World Cup. Yeah, so you said you had a stint in UK. How was that? How did you manage the weather?
Yeah. So I in Pakistan, I lived in Lahore, right? Lahore is a very dry place. It's like Dallas, for example. It's a dry place in the north, which is warm, and we get very good batting tracks. So we all used to smacking the ball. So I reached the UK, and I was playing for a club in Manchester. It was the Premier Division, and they have 50 over games over there. And man, the first 4 games, I couldn't understand what's happening in my life, because the ball used to swing till the last overs. Actual swing and sieve movement. There would be people like freaking 45 years of age. They'll come and drop it on the good length, and the ball is swinging both ways till the end. I'm like, when do I hit my shots? So 50 over games, we used to get like 150, 160 runs max, and that's a winning target, So very different cricket. I learned a lot. Later on, I figured out a way to score some runs and get past that, the mental blocker. But very organized cricket. Families come, people come. There's lunch break, there's tea break. Even in a one-day game, there's a little pub on the side where people are having beers and watching the game. It's a vibe, man. It's a vibe. I think everybody who loves cricket needs to go and observe, or if they get a chance to play once in the UK. It's a different vibe.
Nice. Yeah, it's definitely a goal for me. And I miss those little tea breaks, because when I'm playing school cricket in Jamaica, we have our tea. but up here, I guess because we don't really play that long, the longest is 35 overs, so I guess that's the major difference there.
Yeah.
So you left from the UK and then you came straight to Florida.
Yep. I came to Florida. I sort of that was my last try to pursue my effort to pursue my dream. And I came to Florida. I'm like, okay, this is in the past, and I'm gonna just go and earn some money, and do my masters and stuff like that. And when I came here, I was taken aback by the amount of cricket. Yeah, so I think I did try for the US trials and all those, a couple of rounds, the first couple of seasons. But right away, man, interestingly, I noticed first season, I was talking to one local cricketer. Um, I don't think I should name him, but he's ex-US cricketer who played for like 10 years for the US, and he was there with us in the combines or nationals, whatever they call them. And I just by chance, he asked me what I do. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing this. I'm going to launch a startup, blah blah blah. He's like, man, tell me something to do. I want to earn more money. And from a guy who's played for 10 years in the US, I was like, what is he saying? Because it didn't make sense to me. So, I asked him if he was willing to share how much he earned and stuff. So that guy was, earning around 60,000 yearly at that time and being playing all the top cricket at that time. I was like, man, a taxi driver makes that much money. No offense to anyone, but I was really taken aback. That was the point I decided that in this country, I should not even be thinking of
Pursue cricket.
professionally. Yeah, now things have changed. I've heard, but yeah, back then were like was too low to pursue that, as a profession.
Oh, cool. And we were trying to get a ballpark of the salary like right now, but if that was back then, and it seemed as if it's still similar to that stage right now.
Yeah. No progression.
But we're not sure. Like we were just trying to research.
In Texas, there's a lot of US players play with us over here, Dallas, Houston. So I keep hearing things. I don't know who to trust and who not, but yeah, there's always problems and there's things happening about payments being delayed and them getting more money, paying them less. All the fun stuff. I honestly try to stay out of a lot of that.
Politics. That's what we call it. Politics. We just try to keep out of the politics.
Yeah, politics. Because I'm very passionate about the sport, right? So if I hear or see any weird stuff happening, I get really angry and I get really emotional, and I have to get back to that. So I'm good to stay away from all that stuff. I've done that once in my life when I went against the college cricket people when I came to the US, but since then, man, I've been trying to stay away from all the drama.
Yeah, what happened with that though? What happened with that? I know you try to stay away from it, but if you don't mind, I'm just curious. What happened
I
with
don't
that?
mind that. I do what I do and I do it openly. But so when I came, the first tournament I played was some college cricket regionals, and back home, college cricket means it's organized by the associations and the proper boards and all. So I, coming in from other part of the world, thought it's the same. So I came here. My team was an underdog, but I played a big part in them winning the regionals. 2017, I went to USF and we beat the teams, and was a man of the series, but best bowler, batsman, everything, I guess. But
Go Bulls, come on, man, go Bulls, man! You gotta shout out the Bulls, man. There you go.
Yeah, right at that time, a fellow reached out to me who was managing the college cricket at that time, and he's like, you have to. Oh, you're a good cricketer, blah blah blah. I want to promote you and this and that, and you should be working with me. I'm like, okay, cool, man. Thank you for promoting me. I would love to be promoted. I don't mind that. And then all of a sudden, it became very, very weird relationship where he wanted us to help him sort of promote his business, in easier terms. So he's running a business, not an actual college cricket association. He was running a business. He would have us share stuff, all the stuff that he shared on social media. All the good players, the captains were supposed to share all that stuff, and a lot of weird, childish things, I would say. But we had a couple of arguments on stupid things, and I'm like, I can't take this guy anymore. So I had my team pull out of all his tournaments. USF, I was the captain, so we had pulled out of all his tournaments. I met a friend called, her name is Roshni. She's associated with a lot of bigger teams and leagues now because she's doing this full time. So we talked and we like, okay, screw this, we're going to start our own league. So we started a league called NCCA, National College Cricket Association. First year we had, just 6 teams show up in Florida. In Tampa, we did a little tournament. And then we met some people in Houston. Mangesh is one of them. I think Dune knows
Oh,
him.
Mangesh, yes,
Yeah,
good,
yeah.
good guy, man.
That's how I met Mangesh, and they just launched their the PVCC grounds. And they
Yes, sir.
wanted college cricket to promote, but they couldn't work with the other guy because he was just pain in the butt to work with. So he's like, "Oh, you're doing this. Let's do it together." And we have grounds and facilities, and I'll manage it with you. I'm like, "Good man. I hate managing cricket anyways. I just did it out of my ego. So let's partner up." That was the start of NCCA. I think now I did that for 2 years with him. But honestly, as I said, I hated managing the managing part. I just love playing. Uh, he loves managing, I guess, and he's doing this on a very big scale now. So we passed on that league to him. Roshni went on to her own things. Mangesh and his team now manage NCCA. We have very
Nice.
tournaments. I think now we play up to 30 teams in our nationals. I think the other guy got screwed over. Like people don't want to play with him anymore. I've heard the last he had like 16 teams compared to like 40 something back when I used to play. Because we were just Mangesh is a good guy. He's just doing simple cricket. No other.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
So that was my story. In terms of trying to revive college cricket and make association. But it was so time consuming, man. From a personal perspective, so time consuming to manage all of that. So I backed out. I'm like, nah, I have a family, I gotta make a living. So I'll stay away from all this management part.
Yeah, that's good though. That's still good. That's a lot of promotion. That's good promotion for the sport cricket. I mean, 30 teams is a lot of teams.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Yeah, so we know that you played in minor league. Was that with a Florida team or a team in Dallas?
Yeah, it
Play
was
with the
with
Galaxy, baby. Come on, man.
Listen, remember I'm a newbie, you know. Why
I'm
you
messing
dealing with a
you,
newbie
CG.
like this?
I'm messing with you, CG. Yeah, go ahead.
It was with Galaxy. The first season, I think, when it started, I was back home for COVID, so I wasn't in the US, but they were kind enough to call me over and play me. And it wasn't a good season for me personally, or I think the team, but good experience, man. I'm proud that I played the first division of a proper cricket tournament in the US. And since then, I think in that tournament only I had an injury on my knee. So I cut it short. I went back, and since then I've been personally struggling with that same knee injury. I'm still playing good cricket, but it's just out of my emotion to play. My body is
And your love of the game.
yeah, the love for the game. Yeah,
Yeah, and I think we have some pictures
of
here
course.
of some
Yeah.
teams that you played for.
yeah,
Let's see.
You remember that tournament?
yeah. This Dune. Yeah, I think this was the first T10, right? The first T10
Yeah, this
tournament.
was the first one. Yep, down there in Fort Lauderdale,
Yeah,
at
I
the
think we
stadium.
reached finals or something.
Yeah, we placed second.
Yeah.
We placed.
Yeah, runners up. Yeah, man.
Look at old Baba there in the middle.
Yeah, good tournament, man. Yeah, doing a smack, man. Doing a smack people all over the park in this tournament.
Yeah, we opened the batting. We both did. We killed them. We opened the batting. Went all the way to the finals.
Yeah, I think this was the first T10 tournament I saw like on a good scale in the US, right?
Yeah, everybody was there. You had Shima, you had Fahad Baba, a lot of national players were there as well. It was a good tournament. Good exposure for us as well.
Yep.
The
All
legends, Tampa legends.
Nagesh.
Yep. What about this one? Remember this one?
What's that one, man? Where you at?
That's the second one.
Sidune right here.
Yeah. We played for the same team again? Man,
Yeah.
I remember only one, man. I'm getting
That's the
old.
second one. Yeah, we came second that time.
Yeah? Oh, is this the one where we beat our own home team in like the semifinal?
Yeah. It was two. We had two teams. Yeah.
Yeah. I know Rusty Theron was playing for the other team
Yep.
and the other pros. Yeah, we beat
Yep.
them in semifinals. Yeah, that was a good cup, man.
Good tournament. Good
We
tournament.
went so close, but we never won it. We won it.
Every time we get to the final game, man, the final hurdle.
So did you spot out yourself in this picture already?
Yep. I'm there with the blown out hair stuff. I
With
think
the
this,
afro?
yeah, with the afro. I think this is after a game or something. Probably like tired or something already. Yeah. The beauty of this team was, Dune, that there was no stars, right? We're all local
Yeah.
guys playing, and we beat
All local guys. Yep.
so many teams we beat with stars. I see Cook over there. Ashman Cook is there. My friends
Yeah.
Pradeep and Hardik and
Maksud, Central
Maksud.
Florida legend. There's Maksud there. Abdullah is in there as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all
man.
local guys, man.
Hardik's there. Hardik's there. Prahlad.
Yeah.
All the local guys, man.
Stuff, man.
And then
Remember this one?
Oh, this one, the one, oh, then Houston.
Houston T20, the Houston
Yeah.
Open T20.
All
That's
the
the year. That's months before minor league started, the first season.
Yeah,
You remember we traveled there and played in that tournament.
Yeah, most of the good cricket in the US I've played with you, man. Interesting.
This was a good tournament, though. This tournament had all the West Indies players. Blackwood, you had Finley, Navin
Cornwall.
Stewart, you had Cornwall, Ali Khan. I mean, anybody who was anybody was there for that tournament. That was a huge tournament at Prairie View. I never forget that one. That was a good eye opener for us to see what we were gonna come up against during the minor league.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think that's the normal level of cricket in Houston now. It's crazy, man. Yeah.
Houston always has good cricket. That's on the same night as the same tournament.
Yeah.
T10.
You look good, man. Young and good.
yeah, man. So
Yeah, man.
so was Galaxy the only minor league team that you played for, or that was it?
Only team I played for. I got an offer last year and this year from teams in California. But I have a family now. I'm settled. I'm running my own business, which is like having a baby. So I told them because they wanted me and another guy from Dallas to come every Wednesday and be with them like the whole 5 days every week. I'm like, nah, can't do that. So yeah, I've sort of, with my injury and all, I've sort of put cricket professionally, of course, in the past. But I'm still playing, man. Dallas has a lot of good cricket. Last week we play 45 overs over here in the Premier Division with the red Duke ball, which like swings like
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. So last week we got smashed by a local team called Kingsman, and they had
Kingsman. Oh, that's a big team.
They had Mohammad Ilyas and a couple of other pros, and the ball was swinging. It was a little damp. We lost the toss. Woo! It was moving like it was Manchester, man. I swear. Both sides, and I was like, man, is this the US? Yeah, so it's good. And somehow again this week we are playing against them again. Something in the structure of the rounds.
Win the toss.
Yeah, hopefully, man. Hopefully, because if we don't, then it becomes one-sided. But yeah, Dallas has very good cricket, man. So I'm playing that gladly. But yeah, no more professional cricket, I think.
So I know you have been tracking the minor league from the first time you played. Do you see any like major improvements in how it's run or anything like that?
How it's run, I don't know. I know a lot of people, local people, have invested in buying teams because me and my club owner were trying to buy one last year, but they have no availability, and there's high demand on an individual basis. But I've also seen the frustration of the players because 4 years ago when I played and I got paid, they're paying much similar right now. Some teams are paying higher because they can afford, but overall the pay is not good. The cricket, I would say, is good, right? I've seen a lot of stars come in and play. When we played, I think that there were less international people coming, but now there's so many international people playing for every team, which is good and bad both, because locals then get less chance, which sucks, but also it improves the quality of the game. But yeah, the management part, I'm not too sure, man. I've heard still, weird things, and I think I don't blame the team owners and the team managers. It's more there's no proper governing body on this. So I think that's the major screw up in this circle. What do you think, Dune? You've been observing more keenly than me, I guess. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, so the improvement in the talent I can see, especially this year so far. I watched a lot of the games. A lot of young local players getting more exposure, more chance to go out there and showcase their talent. But there's still a lot of players who come over and play for teams. So I guess they just got to keep balancing it and making sure that they don't just overdo when they bring all these players from out of the country. Because as CG knows, as everybody knows on this podcast, we're all about the local players. We want the local boys to get an opportunity to go out there and shine. So,
What's what's your guys' opinion on the international or other country players coming in and playing? And what do you think? What do you think is a good balance?
So, welcome, Baba. Me and CG had this talk all the time, right? So, I pretty much feel like the local players, like we talked about on previous podcasts, should get more exposure than the guys who are just coming over and trying to like restart their career, or they couldn't make it back home, so let me go to the USA and try to make it. I feel like the guys who are grinding day in and day out, the guys who've been playing here, who work during the week at a 9 to 5, and Saturday and Sunday they're on the cricket field playing, trying to get better, should get an opportunity to go out there as much as those guys coming from overseas. I'm all for the local guys. But at the end of the day, we want the best team selected, but you just got to be fair to the local cricket players who've been grinding from day one when it comes chance to giving opportunities. That's how I look at it.
So what do you think is a good balance? Probably CJ can also chime in. Is a good balance of versus other country players playing? Because there's going to be, in all leagues, there's going to be some form of guest players, right? All over the world.
Yeah,
some,
definitely.
3, 4, some even 5.
So me and CG, when we looked, so let's break it down. Let's do MLC, Major League Cricket. When we looked at Major League Cricket, I think it was 6 overseas players in the starting 11. Correct, CG? 6, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
to me,
6
that's
and
too
5.
much. Yeah, to me, that's too much. To me, if you have 6 overseas players on the roster already, you're cutting out the local players, the local guys. And then, based on the guidelines that me and CG research, the guys who you consider local in the MLC are not even the guys who've been grinding here over the years. So 1 or 2 of those guys might get in. So right then and there, yes, you wanna you wanna make sure the cricket is not diluted. You want to put on a good product. You want to show a good product, but at the same time, you can't hurt those people who've been grinding here from the ground up, trying to pursue their cricketing career. Because if I'm a kid growing up here who loves cricket, and I say, you know what, one of these days I want to play MLC, but every time I tune in, I don't see nobody I could look up to that lives here locally. All I see is international players making the first 6 slot, and then more international players moving over here to, fulfill the guidelines to play. It's like, what is this? Just me just playing locally? I'd rather go play golf or go play, baseball or something else, if that makes sense. That's what I think. So I think it should be less. I should think maybe 4, and the rest should be local players. That's how I look at it. The balance.
But you were stating that you don't want to put out the best possible product, even in a country where it's not so popular. So you have to look on their business side of it as well, because to get the sponsorships and the TV rights. But how many years would you give them? Because it was like 2 years now. How many years would you give them for them to try and make the switch? 5 years. So yeah, we could work with that. If after 5 years and it's still the same and it's not pushing towards what we want right now, then you could say, yeah, all hope is lost. But you have to actually understand both sides and give them some time.
Yeah, and it's funny, right? Because MLC, let's say, has 6 teams, right? And if in 6 teams there's only 5 local players each, whatever the criteria is, that should change. We all know that. But still, it's 30 guys, and out of 30, probably 20 are the ones that already play for the US. 25. The local guys, like I could probably count on my fingertips. Probably like Joshua Trump got a chance, and a few like local guys got a chance, and they also don't play on their positions. They play like much lower because they're stars up the order and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, I think you're very right, man. It's very low motivation for kids to start playing.
But you know what? A good suggestion, like we and CJ, we talk all the time. The governing body has to figure out how to have their own national T20 tournament and national 50 over tournament that's played every year consistently. These long breaks and these long gaps, they could do the same thing that minor league MILC, MLC is doing, and they both can exist. Enough cricketers that the USA cricket can have their own national T20 tournament and their own 50 over tournament that plays year round, and still have share the schedule to where they don't collide with MILC and MLC. That's what needs to happen. And then for the national side, you'll have more local players. Oh, you know what? Okay, maybe I might not be able to make the MLC because of how they're picking the team. But guess what? If I represent my zone or my team well in the national T20, the national 50 over tournament, I can live with that because based on that, I might get selected, for my national team.
Man.
So something like that got to work.
Yeah. The good and bad part about US cricket is what I've noticed is that there's a lot of rich people wanting to promote cricket, and I say that's bad also because that's doing is because it's in business, right? It's supply and demand, right? So you have a demand of this sport because you have a lot of cricketers here and stuff like that. The supply part, these local people who love cricket, and I don't blame them, they fulfill the supply part. If they're not there, probably somebody would think about making a tournament. But because of these local small tournaments happening, I think the same guys playing everywhere, right?
Everywhere.
Yeah. So the body's not putting in effort. They're like, screw it, we'll just sit back and relax. And of course, that's so wrong because there's so much opportunity.
Bad, yeah.
I would love to see like state teams, or big city teams.
Exactly. Bro, that would be amazing, man. That would be awesome. Why not? We have the players. The players are here.
Yeah.
The players are here. I'm telling you, the players are here. If they had the proper structure in place, bro, they could do it.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
Do it.
Example, right? So Dallas Premier League, because there's no structure to follow. I am the highest scorer. We've got like 9 games in the season, 3 more to go. I'm the highest. I scored a duck in the last game, might have gone down to number 2 or 3, but I was the highest till before the last game in terms of runs in the Premier Tournament, and all the good guys are playing. But there's no chance of even me making to the Dallas team. The Dallas whatever minor league team. Somebody in California reached out when they saw my stats. A sponsor in New York reached out when he saw my stats. But locally, because there's so many international and other players here, like I don't even think of it. I don't think of it. Besides being the top scorer in the top league in the city, and Dallas has 2 teams. I think they have one this season, but
the Giants and the Mustangs.
Yeah. So this is just people lose hope. That's what happens.
Yeah, CG.
So, who was the last winner of the minor league? Was it a team from Dallas?
It was the Mustangs. They won last year. They're not playing this year.
Yeah, I think mostly it's like Dallas and Houston competing against each other in the final spots or something usually, or some team. I think there's a couple of more good teams.
Somerset, if I'm not mistaken, Somerset Somerset lost to Dallas.
Yeah,
and the year before that, I think it was Seattle. I think won it, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah, I was watching the finals. They were playing some really good cricket for real.
Yeah,
like,
lovely.
They had to be batting good and everything. It was good.
That was a good
cricket.
game too. That was a good game. And a lot of local boys are on that team too. If you look back at it too, just saying.
Yeah,
we could hang. We could hang with the big boys.
But we never see them in the leagues, right? Man, our own guy from USF, Fani Simidri.
He was
a
my goodness.
bowler. He was the captain when I joined. He was raw as anything, but he got a chance in minor league. He got some grooming and
had
coaching.
most wickets one year.
Yeah, he had most wickets last year, minor league, 40. Like by far, he had a lot of wickets. He made them won the championship, and he didn't get a game in the major league. I think he got 1 game, like 2 hours only. So your top picking taker is not getting a chance just because he's not an international player.
Yeah,
yeah. He just sat on the bench. He left his job to be at the bench. I'm like,
speaking of that, not only did Fani get the most wickets, there was 1 year when there was a spin bowler. It might have been the first year, if I'm not mistaken. Jacobs from I think it was Cavaliers. He played. He had about, I think, 30-something wickets or more, if I'm not mistaken. He had a lot of wickets too, and then he just disappeared. So it's like you have these guys who played in minor league, which is supposed to be the stepping stone for the major league, who top in wickets, and you don't see them. So
yeah, that's crazy. I think also they personally they have to do a cost benefit, right? So at a certain point, they're like, do I pursue this? As I told you my story when I came, right?
Yeah.
Do I pursue it or do I not pursue it? Because they have families, probably have a good job or a little business or something. So they're not being only playing cricket. They've been doing other things, so they have to compare it from a money standpoint too. And that's sad that they choose or have to go other directions. But yeah, that's what's been going on.
Yeah, if they have seen, like, as we mentioned before, if they see like local players who made it to like a certain transition part, then it would be more convincing to stick towards the dream. But we're far away from that.
Yeah, I've not seen any good success story till now. I know the US team did well, but that's the national team. Like in terms of local playing coming up from city, minor, major, US, I've not seen this stuff. That's what dreams are, right? I play local cricket, I play local tournaments, then I play for my country and I do well. That's how we see so many stories internationally. But I don't see anything over here, I guess.
Hopefully soon we'll see some more.
So have you been following the recent results from the USA team back in their qualification? Yeah, because they played a couple of matches. I think it's the ICC Cricket World Cup League 2. Mm-hmm. So they're trying to qualify for the ODI World Cup. So they were playing a couple matches against Canada and Netherlands. So it seemed as if you weren't following it.
No, I wasn't. After the World Cup, I wasn't following up. I think I heard it was too.
The USA hurt his feelings after they beat Pakistan. Baba was like, I don't want to see no more cricket for a little bit.
Man, I think they did the best they could for the next few years. I really hope, being in the US, really hope they do well in coming tournaments. But that was a big achievement, honestly. They will look back at it. I think people don't realize it till now, but after a few years, they're gonna look back at it. Seeing how they played overall cricket, not even Pakistan, overall cricket.
Were you at the game against Pakistan?
Yeah, man, 45 degrees. The Dallas Stadium does not have covers like, the Fort Lauderdale Stadium has. In the sun, directly under it all the time. I had a fucking umbrella later on. It was so... You saw how the game
plus the result may even make it worse.
Yeah. What jersey were you wearing in the stadium?
Pakistan, man.
I'm messing with you.
Yeah, I'm being honest.
I had to ask.
It was wild, man. I think one of my worst days watching cricket.
So wait, I got a question for you. The last ball being bowled, what's going through your mind? The last ball, the bowler.
The last over, that guy was bowling so many wides.
Through your mind?
I've seen Harish Rauf play a lot of local cricket. I've played against him. I've seen him, observed him for so long. Since the time he used to play like tape ball cricket, he was basically a tape ball cricketer. So he always goes for those Yorkers. I know that he sometimes messes up when you have expectations from him. He's like Bahab Riaz, right? Bahab Riaz used to perform very well if there was no expectations and the team is going down. If there's expectations, he's going to mess up. So that was my feeling before the over started. But the last ball, man, so I was sitting right near to the long off boundary. And Babar Azam was at long off. Babar Azam was at long on. And he was telling Harish to take long off back.
Me and CG, we had that talk. Go ahead.
He was screaming that, hey, take it back. He's like, no. 3 times he said he didn't agree. And then he fucking got hit on the same place. I'm like,
oh wow. Because me and CG, we were arguing about the field placement. And I was telling CG, there's no way I'm bowling and not having long on, long off back. If they edge it and they win the game, I mean, if they edge it and we go to super over, I can live with that. But I cannot live with bowling the bad delivery and he hits it over over the guy's head and goes to 4.
Yeah, so I felt really
that's crazy to hear that from you. Well, you were there.
I felt really bad for the captain because in the end, the onus is on the captain, right? Everybody blames the captain.
He got to override that.
Yeah, he was literally yelling, and I could see him. It was a mess. But then when it came to super over, I knew because morally Pakistan had lost. In their head they had lost the game. So I knew super over is gonna be US.
So to piggyback on CG's question, your thoughts on Amir bowling that super over? What's going through your mind then?
And I think
you're losing your hair.
I think he did on purpose, man.
That's what I was telling. That's what I was telling.
I'm not kidding you. Hear me out, right? Hear me out. You played
Oh my
enough cricket.
goodness.
Dune, CJ, you have played enough cricket. How can a guy who's bowled 4 great overs all of a
Trains
sudden
every day. Trains most
every day,
majority of
and
the time.
he's warmed up, right? Because they're playing right after their own bowling. How can he bowl so many wides and bowl such a bad over? You know,
Because he was scared to get beat. He was running from the bat.
Pressure.
always bowls death overs, and he bowls really well, right? He's globally bowling.
Yeah.
Yep.
So playing against a small, local team, no stars, no nothing. How can you bowl such a shit over? So it's just, and I've heard from people in the team a little bit. I can't name them. I've got friends in the team, the Pakistan team. But him and Imad Wasim, the way they came back for the World Cup, that was all politics and weird stuff happening. So
Politics.
politics.
That's the word for the night. Politics.
Yeah, that should be the title of today's episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems as if the shenanigans is in every nation. Because I know the
know,
West
man.
Indies have it, England might have it, everywhere.
That's
But-
crazy.
It's good for TV.
Definitely. I mean, it's good for USA, man. Thank you, Pakistan. We appreciate you because we have qualified for the next T20 World Cup.
2026.
We love it. We love it.
Yeah. I'm honestly, after the heat died down, I was happy because actually people got to know about the US team.
Yes,
My friends who don't play cricket, not still a lot of them, but most of them got to know on the radio locally and the TV. And okay, this happened. So in that way, it was good. Yeah.
I'm sorry you had to be there to witness it, man.
Yeah. We know that, man. West Indies cricket is also a little similar. It's up and down,
Oh,
right?
man. They just disappointed me, man.
Yeah, so here's what I've thought, right, moving forward. Because I'm a diehard, cricket fan, and of course, Pakistan is my team. I'm born and raised, with that team. I have players, good friends in the team and stuff. So the India game later on, same shit happened. I didn't have any hopes going in, probably like 5%. And then the first innings after that, I had like good 70% hope. So the worst part is they give you hope and then they take it away. Like, man,
They should have never lose that match against India.
No. Yeah.
you put blood
That
on
was
a
a
line.
shocker.
Yeah, you put blood on a line's mouth and you take it away, and then
You can't
it's
do
like,
that, yeah.
oh, it's so bad. Interesting fact, right? And that's where I thought of this little thing. So I've thought whenever Pakistan, India especially has a game, I'm gonna make sure that I'm playing a game because that's the only way I cannot be so
Caught up in it. Gotcha.
yeah. Because an Indian guy died on the day of the game in the stadium. So the Mumbai Association cricket president, he was there in the stadium in the 17th over. He's a little chubby guy, probably, he used to eat shit and whatever, but he was like just 40 years old. In the 17th over, because of what India was, they were playing very bad, and probably he was so stressed, he had a heart attack and he died.
Wow, that's crazy.
So I was like, man, I don't want to be this guy. So,
You don't want your pressure to be that high. Yeah, rest in peace to that guy. We don't want that. No.
it's real shit, man. It's really, people like us. It's real stuff.
Passionate. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So
remember, cricket is India's everything. I guess it's Pakistan everything too. So you think it's time for your quick five?
Yeah,
Put him on the spot.
definitely. Yeah. All right, Baba. Quick 5 questions, man. Nothing too hard, nothing too crazy. First one we have your favorite athlete, not a cricketer.
athlete, not a cricketer, Ronaldo.
Favorite athlete, not a cricketer.
Oh man, let's end this podcast, man. The man said Ronaldo, man. The man said Cristiano Ronaldo, bro.
What's wrong with that, CG?
Let's end the podcast, man.
Let
Let's
me guess,
end the
CG.
podcast.
Wait, CG, you want him to say Messi?
Yeah.
Anybody other than a footballer? Because if you're not saying Messi, don't say nobody else.
You are crazy. Man, good. Well done, Ronaldo.
No, but no. Let me put it there. You see, if you want to show any aspiring like athlete what hard work can give to you, that's Ronaldo. Because Messi, no one is gonna be like Messi because he's just God-given talent. But Ronaldo shows you
Work
what
hard.
hard work can gives you and perseverance. So I respect him a lot for his hard work. So yeah, it's no hard feeling. But Ronaldo is a good role model for the athletes. But
And that's my favorite athlete, so we gotta stick with that.
yeah, man. Next up.
Alright. Number 2, favorite bowler in the history of cricket. All formats, history of cricket. Favorite bowler. You're on
Oh,
the spot.
I love Gultry Ambrose, but I didn't see much of his cricket. I've just seen some black and white and some colored videos. I guess the best one I've seen fast bowler is Wasim Akram,
That's your
because
favorite. Oh, nice. Yeah, it's a good choice.
yeah, the way he used to move the ball, man, like make the ball talk. Again, a little
Reverse swing king.
yeah, a little before our era, but the way he used to move the ball, man, it was wild. And then spinners probably Shane Warne.
Yeah, everyone loves the Shane.
I was watching his documentary recently. He was a magician, man.
Definitely. Awesome. All right. He gave us a little extra bonus there. Favorite batsman in the history of cricket. All formats. Favorite batsman.
Again, that's a hard one. I would say Virat Kohli. As much as I
From the Pakistani.
Wow.
I'm a cricket lover, man. In the end,
I did not expect that. Okay. Nice.
cricket is above everything else.
And why Kohli?
I used to hate Kohli, this cricket player, and he used to be very aggressive in the start, right? Like super crazy aggressive. I'm like, who's this, weird guy who's always just yelling and abusing? But the way he's performed, man, and I thought after Tendulkar and Dhoni, like nobody could level up Indian cricket. But the way he's leveled up the whole nation, the cricket, the mindset, the fitness, everything, I think that deserves, him to be one of my favorite batsmen in world cricket. I used to love Saeed Anwar before this. Being a left-hander, I grew up watching him a lot. But Virat Kohli, man, by far. I know there's been a lot of great players, Don Bradman and Vivian Richards and stuff, but I've not seen a lot of them. So the way I've seen Kohli play and win games, I think that's legendary.
Yeah, awesome. Great choice, man. Can't knock you, man. Lovely guy. All right. Number 4.
Kohli.
Yeah. Big butts. Hell, he could bat, man. we could have a whole podcast on that man. Favorite cheat meal. Favorite cheat meal.
Oh, I love some jerk chicken, man, but I wouldn't say it's a cheat meal, man.
Wait, what? No, CG, you got a friend here, man.
You guys hooked me onto that after those games. There were people cooking outside. That's when I had jerk
Okay.
time.
Nice.
I don't think that's a cheat meal, right? That's grilled chicken.
It's not a cheat meal for us.
Yeah, that's healthy.
Yeah, it's
Jerk chicken is
regular.
food, yeah.
Yeah, cheat meal. I think
That's
would
a
be,
popular Jamaican dish. That's dope, though. That's dope.
Yeah. I would say Indian food, man. Of course, super heavy, but super tasty. The curries and all the dosas and everything. So yeah, Indian food.
Nice.
Yeah, a couple of the matches let me just piggyback on something. A couple of the matches that I go to, and when we were the away team for some of the Indian teams, I realized that they like the spice. Like, you think we love spice, they love the spice.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's real hot.
Yeah, real hot, man. Don't have it before the day of the game. It's really,
It's gonna be a long day in the field.
yeah.
All right. Question number 5. Had you not been a cricketer, what other sport would you have played?
I love baseball, man. When I came to the US, I wished that I was born in the US so I could play baseball.
Oh wow. Yeah.
It's very similar, right? You love to swing.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, if I was in the US a little younger, I would have played baseball for sure.
Yeah, I think that's the mistake I made because I went to high school here and I played sports in high school. I played basketball. I played soccer. I should have played baseball, man. Every time I look back on it, man, I should have. I'm like, yo, it's so.
That's where the
similar.
money is at.
And not only the money though, but dude, it's a full toss every time. I try to explain this to my friends and my coworkers. I'm like, you're telling a cricket player that he's getting a full toss every time. Yes, there's a curveball. Yes, there's a changeup, a sinker. It's a full toss every pitch. And all I got to do is hit it 3 out of 10 times? Come on. I should have played baseball.
Yeah, I swear, you would have been so good, man. I've seen you swing the bat. Would have been crazy. You try now, man.
I think we all could do it. Yo, I think any cricket player, let's not say any. That's kind of stretch. But I think if you're a good hitter of the cricket ball and you have good hand-eye coordination, I think you could play baseball.
Yeah.
With some practice, obviously.
Yeah.
Think about it. No matter who's bowling to you, if they bowl you a full toss, what happens?
Yeah. This going out, man.
So now practice with the baseball bat and let's see what happens.
Yeah, you know,
it ain't gonna be easy, but with a couple of sessions, yeah.
I played for the Lahore baseball team, but it was trash because we don't play baseball over there. So it was like probably a school team over here can beat that team. But when I reached the US and I saw like probably if I came like when I was like in high school or something, I would have loved to play it, man.
Yeah, me and CG, we're gonna go to the baseball cage, and we're gonna have a knock. We're gonna do that, right, CG?
Yeah, you know, we have a lot of things that we want to do. We want to train in the nets, bring some content and everything. So that is also a part of the plan. It's gonna be a lot of fun because we know
first to hit a
each
home
other.
run. First to hit a home run between me and CG.
You know, Dunay says that he's trying to hit 200 in a T20. I don't know what he's thinking.
You don't have one?
Whoa.
200 runs in a T20.
So Baba, don't let CG fool you. In the FCC, the record in the T20 is 167. So I told him I'm going to try to break that record this season. So I got to score 168, not 200.
Listen, don't let him trick you. Before, he didn't think too much about what he was saying. And he's like, whenever he plays my club, he's going to make 200 runs. But when we break it down to him, he said, oh, I cannot.
And I tell you, if Dune plays in Texas, he's going to score 200. Florida, man, the ball doesn't go. You can only hit sixes. 200 is like 35 sixes. You know?
Yeah.
So Texas,
the outfield is fast out there?
Whoa, it's nice, man. The average outfield is very, very nice. So that's why we have so many runs going on here. I've learned again how to hit fours. I forgot that. So
that's awesome. Me and CG, we gotta come out there to play a couple of games. Me and CG experience that them outfields.
Come next weekend, man. Open offer.
That's too short notice.
I've got a few. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say next week, Dunay should be trying to win a match.
Yeah, I'm in minor league next week. I'm in Morrisville next week.
Who are you playing with? Galaxy,
yeah.
Okay. Are you like the floating player or something?
The what?
Are you playing the whole season, or are you playing like there's like a floater or something, right? Who plays a few games or something like that?
I have no idea. I'm just gonna show up and see what happens. I'm just messing. I'm actually on the team. We played the first game this weekend against Morrisville. We got 2 games against Morrisville and 1 against Baltimore. So.
And you and your brother won that game, right? Remember in Morrisville the first season?
Yeah. Well, it was in Atlanta.
Oh, Atlanta. Yeah.
We won that game. Not me, my brother. We won that game. We all participated.
Yeah. You all.
And then me and him hit some sixes, but we all played.
Yeah.
And don't forget, man, earlier I forgot to tell you, we had a good season. I mean, we won, 4 games, I think, and a couple of draws games. We missed playoffs by less than a point.
Yeah.
So it was a good first season.
Yeah, we came back strong, right? We started slow.
We came back very strong, yes. We had me and my brothers out for COVID. We had the rain out games. We had the games that didn't play because of the pitch. So we had a little bit of hiccups, but towards the end, we really came back and we did good.
Yeah.
So
Oh, man,
that was a good squad.
Remember those games, rule out the pitch and all. Oh, that was crazy, man.
What could have been?
Yeah.
You know, those 2 games, we're in the playoffs, but it's okay. We're gonna bounce back this year, hopefully. Look at CG.
Hopefully you'll make it this year. The record for last year isn't hard to beat, so.
CG's giving me a hard time because they won one game last year. We'll do better.
So you're gonna win two. It's not hard to win two.
You're going to win two.
No, I'm just
Hey,
messing. You guys can do.
If we win two games, that'll be an improvement from the year before. Ah. But the goal is to make the playoffs, just so you know.
Cool. Yeah, so it was a good talk. Thanks for tuning in with us, Babar. We really enjoyed learning about the culture, the brief information that you gave us about the culture in Pakistan and how everyone takes it to heart. Talk about your experience playing in England and in Dallas and how it differentiates from in Florida. But yeah, as we said, we're trying to get the sport out to more locals so that they're aware, and we're trying to do whatever we can. Me and Dune here. Any last words you have, Dune, before we close off today?
No, just regular. Thank you to Baba for joining us. Hopefully you could join us for more episodes in the future. We plan to be here for a long time, not a short time. I already told CG we're going to keep pushing the sport out, pushing the podcast out, trying to promote the local players, local cricket in the USA, and just get the game out there. So anytime you want to come on board, let us know, and we're here. And after minor league, me and CG will come play a game in Dallas. If you invite us over there, we'll do that. Play with your team.
Yeah, man. I would love to have you. I've not seen CG play, but I've loved playing with you whenever I've shared the field. And I was telling this to somebody, all the people I've shared the field with, somehow there's always association with them, right? Whatever memory you made on the field, but the association is always going to be lifelong. So I'm grateful, man, for all the memories. And yeah, man, great job. In the end, it's all about how you can give back to whatever you love, right? And we love the sport. We play it. We talk about it. As I said, we breathe it. We eat it. We have it all the time on us. So yeah, man, thank you for having me.
Definitely.
All right. So remember, like, share, comment, and subscribe. That is it for episode 13. Stay tuned and stay blessed. We out.
Yes, sir.